Welcome to the Author Era Day 2. I'm thrilled to have you here today. It's going to be an amazing session. Today is the business behind the book. So, if you are an existing author, if you have been thinking about how to write and leverage your book and actually lead into high ticket offers, then today is the masterclass for you. We're focusing on the business strategy. We're looking at your bigger picture and the numbers behind your business. We're going to start mapping out a few numbers with the help of AI prompts. But don't stress. I will certainly give you some examples and help you get through the session today so that you can start seeing the bigger picture of how your book can be leveraged to generate leads, how many leads you would need to generate the income you want inside your business. So we're going to focus on earning 10K months, which is the first building block of the business. Once you hit 10K months and you can start doing this consistently, you then have the foundations in place to scale further. Now, why most people don't get to that point or don't get there consistently is there's a few different reasons, which is why I'm going to take you through a business audit today as well. So you can identify what part of the business is falling down, which is not sustaining itself to allow enough leads and conversions to happen into your high ticket offers. Most often, this is down to leads. Most people I work with, they will have amazing offers that we create together. They will build the funnels and have the automations in place. But just like I mentioned yesterday, you have to fill the funnel to get enough leads through your pipeline. So I'm going to be sharing today some examples of how I'm doing that inside my business. You are going to see the podcast stats that I have had over the last few months. You're also going to see the ads, the meta ad stats as well. So you can start seeing other ways to generate income consistently. We'll also talk about organic lead generation using VAs and organic strategies as well. But this is the business module. And I want to give you enough information today so you can see the big picture and also start understanding what it looks like for your business and your offer pricing. All right, so let's get into it today. Amazing. So today is about getting your book to bring in clients so it's working for you. Okay, amazing. So you should now be at a point where you're feeling you're ready to go beyond the page, that you're here to not just focus on selling the book itself, but to build community, really build the noise, well, not focus on noise, but build your community, build your movement, and also stop relying on referrals and word of mouth. So these two things are the signs of an early business where you are just, really not controlling your lead generation. And it's about today looking at building this repeatable client pathway. I'm going to be taking you through the book to business system. So today we're starting to look more into the other parts of the system where we're building in the funnels and looking at scaling the model. We're also going to look at the 100K business model, and I've now created AI prompts which will help you create this for yourself. So there's some series of prompts that you can go through to work your way through the numbers. So just like I mentioned on day one, the biggest challenge I see for authors and coaches is how do they monetize their book or their lead magnets, and how do they create this pathway so that they can let the systems do the work. And the goal is not low ticket offer sales, it is high ticket client attraction. All right. So if you're ready for the author era, this is because you are ready for high earning, impact driven businesses and are ready to make peace with your money and amplify your authority and create a legacy that lasts. So what I'm focusing on is not just writing the book, it's becoming the person and the woman, the leader whose name is synonymous with her niche. So this is all about standing out from the crowd and really leaning into why you are in business and what is your bigger mission. And if you're still in business, struggling, chasing clients, then your strategy is outdated. It's really key for us to have a look at how we are launching our business and also what's currently happening in the industry. So there are a lot of people out there leveraging books. So a book isn't enough on its own. You definitely need to think about systemizing your lead generation system. I've also noticed that organic lead generation once was working, right, is no longer working for my business. So I have now put in place more reliable methods like Facebook ads and podcasts and things that I can control. And this is what's really helped me get more structure and confidence with my numbers. So I just want you to know that you don't always have to stick with the same method. I'm going to show you a few more examples today, but AI is changing everything. So it's about really understanding how much content is going out much more quickly, and how can you now really think more strategically rather than just chasing the content. It's about being more strategic with what you're doing. So how do you fix this? So this model is all about positioning your book as a premium business asset. We're going to use your book to launch paid ads and leverage podcasts. Now, I'll show you a bit later on how this is going for my business, and it's actually very cost effective. It's actually bringing in more leads than my virtual assistant per month, okay? So I've actually pivoted away from a virtual assistant now and focusing on systems and focusing on ads to generate the exposure and target those people who are interested in what I have, versus chasing people who are not looking for a solution, right? So it's really great to think about things differently. Designing a book funnel that really is high quality, that'll move readers into either like a low ticket, then into coaching, or into a call, or into an experience like this, and then into your coaching program. So it's really looking at building out that funnel and also focusing on more high ticket offers. So thinking about 12-month masterminds, VIP offers, in-person retreats, and moving away from mini courses and those types of offers into things that are a bit more high touch, unique, and things that only you can do because of your expertise, right? So instead of selling a $20 book, which you would need 500 sales to hit 10Ks, what if you could just position a 5K offer? And like I mentioned, I had my first offer at 2,500 and I had signed up 4 clients and hit my 10K month. So you don't need a lot of numbers for high ticket, but you want high quality clients who are going to be, really doing the work. And most likely when you have someone that comes into your world like this, they stay for a long time. So business models. All right, so we're going to build out this book blueprint. So we've talked through building the actual book itself, and then we outlined your offer and who you're speaking to. Now we're going to start building out the funnel. So I'm going to take you through today what this funnel could look like. We're going to look at some pages, opt-in pages, and also look at how you can fill this funnel with ads and podcasts and ways that you can actually get your own leads. So this slide, I'll just skip past this one today. So we started off with the author error ebook, right? So inside your ebook, you should have a copy of this. Inside this ebook is a 1-page model, which takes you through some of the background around what we're going to cover today. But really inside the book is the first, introduction to this model, which is a 100 case study offer that you launch with a high ticket offer. And I've actually got the numbers mapped out for you so you can reach 100K a year. Today, we're actually going to do this using a case study, and I'm going to show you what numbers it looks like. If you want to launch a 10K offer and launch your case study, then how many leads do you need? And I'll show you exactly. I literally did this yesterday. I mapped this out with my strategy and what's happening in my business. And get this, the way my ads are running, my Facebook ads as one single strategy will meet the lead goal. So I want you to understand that if you have a very good funnel that is tuned in, that is working really well, and ads that are very attractive for people scrolling, you'll get the opt-in rates and you'll get the sign-up rates that you need for this model 1. And so I've actually just done the numbers just to show you what that looks like, and we'll go through those numbers in a second. So model 1. Now everything starts with a funnel. So we've got the book, you've got your book, and what's going to happen is you're going to put that into an opt-in funnel. And this is what is the business model behind the book, because you need to get your book out using your own CRM so that you can control the customer journey. So here we've got the book opt-in page. Now the book could be a mini version of your published book or your bestseller book, or it could be that book that brings in your clients. And it's also going to go into a beautiful looking page where you're going to lay out the visuals for the book. And then I'm going to talk you through this today. There's an opportunity here to look at how you can productize your customer journey and make it a bit more of a stepping stone. So someone signs up for something free. What is the next step? It's certainly the first date, isn't it? You don't normally want to jump straight from a free thing to a high ticket offer unless someone's already warm in your network, has seen you, known you, and is comfortable with who you are. So it's always good to have something in your funnel that's like the little next step. So this is your book here. What's going to happen is you're going to put it into a funnel. Now, I use System.io because and I've used all the other systems. I can tell you right now, they were costing me a fortune. So I have moved everything into System.io. It does everything all in one, and it's really simple to use. So my books and funnels sit in the system. And so I've set up the book funnel page here, and you get a free opt-in. So imagine the ads are sitting behind here with an ad that's generating people to click onto registering or opting into their free book. Then they read about what's inside.
So the ad is pointing them to a free book.
Yes. Yep. So you might want to maybe even have a free book with your opt-in, because if you go from an ad to paid, you're going to have a lot more expensive ads. So you always want the very first thing to be something free, something easy, which might be a mini version of your book, or it could be another reimagined strategy, a signature book that you want to put together. So you've got your free book, then it's going to go into what's inside the book so that you're only getting those people opting in who are wanting what you have. So you don't want to be so generic that you're now attracting leads who don't actually want what this is, because you want quality leads. Then the next step from that, once they get the free ebook, because it's in your own funnel, you have full control over the customer journey. So now you can decide whether the next step on the thank you page is a bundle. So I've got a $44 bundle, which is a package of assets and things that you'll get access to when you purchase that. And this gives them the next first date, right? On that thank you page, you could have a live event like this as well. So you could go from your book to a live event. I've done that a few times now, and I'm also putting in the low ticket offer. So in a few weeks, I'll report back to you, but I am very excited to launch this funnel next week. It'll be going against ads, and I will be comparing it to what I've been doing over the last few months.
Can we see the ads or a mock-up?
Yes, I can bring them up on my account. Yep, so let me see. I was going to screenshot that, but while we're having a look through here, so let me just get that up. So think about what assets you already have in your business. That bundle is the replays, a video walkthrough of the books, right? And a Canva ebook template. So it's like a mini kit, everything you need to take the very first step. And then the upsell is like the next level. So that is a call with me and the sales templates. So it's a sales and strategy upgrade. So this is really powerful because, see, Susan, how different this is when you have control over the customer journey in the funnel. They're not going to Amazon and just buying the book and then getting lost. They're actually coming through your own system, and you can control that journey and also have them take the next step immediately. So this is very powerful. All right, so we're just talking through the sales funnel here for the business model sales sequence. Just call up the ads.
This is your signature book, which you're selling here.
Yes. Yeah, so you might even have, for this bundle here, you could bundle a few of your books together, or decide if there's actual like kits or toolkits that you want to be putting in there.
I don't like to give any of my books away.
Yeah, well, they could be in this first upsell. Yeah, you could have something free though to start with. Here we go. I'll just actually turn the ads off for a second. So let me see.
Just this canvas screenshot when you created the ad, that'll do.
Yeah, it's going to take me a little while. Let me see if I found it. Recent ads. No, it's only showing the other one for some reason. I won't, yeah. We can definitely, I'll show you that in a session together. But basically the ad looks very similar to what this first page is, or very similar to the front of the book. Okay, so you want someone who's clicking the ad when they go to the sales page, like, oh, I'm in the right place. Okay, so you need to have your assets really aligned. So my ad's very similar to this on the right there, with that sort of dark background did really well. And that's basically what the ad looks like. All right, I can send you some screenshots. But this is such a powerful way to start having your leads come through and controlling that journey. And so here's the next step, like I was mentioning. So you've got your upgrade bundle, and then you can also have a bump or something that gives someone the next step. I always think of a bump as something that's almost like it's so good that everyone wants it. Okay, they're going to get the bundle anyway. That's just like what they sign up for, the $44 bundle. But the bump has to be something like, oh my God, like it's a limited experience, or it is something that I like the bump to be something that's super useful. So having the sales funnel templates is like, oh my God, these are like the branded templates that I've used and I've customized and put to ads, and I know they are hitting the metrics, right? So imagine having that versus just a bland old template. And it's also focused on the sales and the money side of things. So it's highly valuable because you get everything you need to get live and to sell. So those two assets together are pretty powerful, right? The rest of the assets within my program are staying in the program. These are just a few little tasters that come out that allow someone to experience a quick win. And I know from experience that most people struggle with tech. So how can I make it easier? And that is I'm giving away the actual funnel so that you can plug and play. And that saves a lot of time and tears for sure. All right. So let me know so far if this is really hitting home for you, if this has been very helpful to see the behind the scenes of what it looks like to have your book in a funnel. And yeah, we are going to be diving a bit more into the numbers today and really understanding from this perspective, once you've got your funnel, what are your financial goals and how many leads do you need? Because at the end of the day, we can have our vision board, we can have our, visions of 10K months, but the actual numbers behind how to make that happen is the key that I want to get across to you today. Amazing. So I like to lead with a feminine sales sequence. And to me, that is more this magnetism journey where you are magnetizing your ideal clients with a book, something so unique, something so beautiful, something that is high value. And then you are in the seducing stage, right? Just like my first program, Seduce with Words, I think you need to seduce a little bit and give something either away for free or an easy yes that's got high value. So the low ticket offers within that funnel is a seducing step where you have a little upsell, a bundle, something to have them say the next yes. And then the very next part of this is invitation to a call. So you really have to think about how you then nurture into a one-to-one call, and whether that is something like I mentioned, building out a quiz and then having a call to go through the quiz results, or a strategy call that you could either have as paid or free, where you take someone through this call. And then at the end of that call, there's this like natural value first strategy where often people will want to know how they can work with you. Okay, so if you've got through the feminine sales sequence, it does not feel like selling, actually feels like inviting someone in. They have a great experience. They have such a wow moment. It's their first experience with you. And then it's just a natural, like, how can I work with you? And this is such a beautiful way of running your business, and only sort of bringing those people in that are like connecting and vibing with your energy. So this feminine way, I love it because you don't need the noise. You're just leading people through a clear pathway. You are understanding that there's a lot of numbers at the front that then dwindle down into conversions. But through this sequence, you should have a very high conversion rate on your calls because they're already warmed with a book, with some assets. And so they already kind of have done a lot of those buyer behavior steps. All right. Like I mentioned, today is all about your business model. So I want to take a bit of an audit with you and look through the pillars of the business and identify what is the pillar to focus on. Now, I do have a quiz. Thank you. Susan's done the quiz. Amazing. So make sure you get the quiz and take the quiz because this is going to take you through those questions. And then what will happen after that is we can jump on a call and look at the pillars and look at what you can do to improve each parts of your business. So for today, we're going to just focus on attraction, nurture, your offer and conversion. And you want to really make sure you've got enough leads coming through attraction so that you can nurture them into a call and convert. Okay, so that's how this works. Your offer is really the first point where we want to get clear on your offer and have it ready to go. And then we start working on this attraction and conversion. So I'd love you to just pop in the comments what rankings for each of these. It'll be great. You know, we're all live. We can, you know, see that you're not alone and that other people are also in the same position. So yeah, let's get started. So the lead magnet. This is the attraction pillar. So I want you to think about your attraction and do you have a signature lead magnet that is either your book or an ebook or could even be a live session, live experience like this that is bringing in leads into your business. Ranking 1 is terrible and 4 is amazing. Yes, Jacqueline. So we always start, I know I've got it ordered a bit funny here, but I was kind of thinking about the, what do you call it? The quadrants, those wealth quadrants and like Kiyosaki. And it's like, well, we really want to be up here in these top tiers. So I'm thinking these are the foundations of your business is essentially how I was laying out the table. So the foundation is your offer, and then you want to start attracting people through your pipeline, nurture them, and then convert. Great. So your lead magnet, is your lead magnets bringing in enough leads consistently? Do you feel like it is, you know, filling the funnel, doing its thing, it's attractive, people want it? Or do you have so many lead magnets, none of them really in a funnel, and so running around like most people with 5 or 6 different things? Okay, yes, exactly. I did that for a long time. These like quick one-page, quick win templates, until I realized that there was so much work behind offering that template, chasing people up, that I just really wanted it in a funnel. So I decided to make my lead magnet a signature lead magnet. So everything I'd normally want to give out was within the one thing, one funnel. So Susan, everything that you want to be giving out as a lead magnet should be going into your signature. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So sometimes you just got to stop the noise and think, how can I do this more strategically? Because you have to think, and this is, I'm going to spend a bit of time on this pillar because this is the main pillar that people struggle with. And this is the main thing we're going to cover today is how to fuel the attraction. Because if you think about your business and you've got 5 different lead magnets, you've got 20 ways to get a client, you got, you know, sales while you sleep funnel, you've got like all the different things, you know, how to create an offer, how to sell on a sales call, like all these different things. Each of them really, if they are a lead magnet, need to have a funnel. And then every funnel needs a nurture sequence and every funnel needs a conversion strategy. What a nightmare. So if you think of it slightly differently, your signature book is your lead magnet. One book, one nurture sequence, one conversion event. You do that right and you put the time in, the funnel make it perfect. You put the time in the offer, so the offer aligns really well with that lead magnet. Then you are just knocking those metrics out of the park. I'm going to show you my metrics because I know this works and I want to show you the way that you can make it simple in your business and not have the spaghetti all over the place type. Yes. Yes, you can write a new book. You can absolutely Why not? In a different way, the signature book, Susan. And like I've mentioned with the AI Powerhouse I've created, the idea is that your signature book can be written in 4 hours, okay? Because it's there to attract your ideal clients. It's got a very specific, clear message and a quick win. And the thing is, just because you have lots of books doesn't mean they're not going to do anything. The thing is, you have them, they're still assets, right? So, but you're going to lead with something that's a quick win, a really powerful focus point. And then your books can be on the upsell, the upgrade, the bundle. They can be, different parts of the journey, but there's one lead in. Yes, you don't need to publish your ebook because it's within your own system. It's your asset and you are driving leads to it. You are controlling it. So you're not relying on Amazon to publish it or to bring leads to your book. You are doing the funnel building and controlling your asset. And no, you don't need to publish it. You can publish it. You don't need to publish it. So I love the idea of, and I've actually spoken to another publisher about this, Katrina Harling, and she loves the idea of, going with the times and also making it feel like you're doing something a bit different. Right? You've hit bestseller many times. Why not just try something slightly different and say like, yes, I've done bestseller. Now I'm going to create a luxury book and it's going to look amazing and it's going to look beautiful and things that you can't do on Amazon because they can't happen on Amazon like that. There's so much restriction. What if you're like, well, I'm going to break the rules and I'm going to show that I can still be an author and have a beautiful book. So that's why I have the luxury book template. And this is, I'm very excited about because it's going to take your content to that visual experience and to that a different level, which will make it such an enjoyable experience. I'm not saying anything about published books. I'm just letting you know. All right, let's get on to the next ones. I think we're all on the same page. Like I mentioned, the attraction pillar is the main one that most struggle with. But then once you have the attraction, then you need the nurture sequence. Okay, and this is why you need a system. So if you don't have a system that's sending out emails, that is, controlling your leads, nurturing your leads, then think about how to do it differently. So my system does everything all in one. You've got the funnel, you've got the emails, you've even got the membership site and all the assets within the same system. So it's super powerful. And nurturing can be emails, it can be live events, it can be a few other things like podcasts, like nurturing the leads you have and leading them into the next thing. It could be a YouTube channel. Yeah, lots of different things. But before we move on, so rank yourself 1 to 4 in nurture. Do you have a system in place that's moving people from cold to warm? Yeah, so System.io I use for everything. So I use it for emails, I use it for funnels, I use it for all of that. It's amazing. Okay, great. So I think we're on nurture, probably pretty low in the nurture sequences because most likely if you don't have the lead magnets high ranking, the others are not going to be high ranking. Yes, so just on the nurture program, so I've used Kajabi, very expensive, very complicated. I've used, MailChimp for email. I've used there's a few other ones that I've used. I've just noticed that they're very expensive when you start getting through to having funnels and emails. So the reason why I use System.io is, get this, the one system does everything and it's like $16 a month. And I get paid affiliate commissions, 60% commissions that I actually then over the year don't pay for my CRM because I'm using it. I'm helping my clients with the CRM setup. So they get the funnels, they get the emails, they get help with setting up the tech because that's a thing that I struggled with. And I actually then, it pays me. So yeah, it's important to find the right system. I decided simple is better because Kajabi was doing my head in with all the complexity and I was just getting stuck in the rabbit hole. With System.io, it's very straightforward, really simple. There's only a certain amount of automations you can do, which is great. Just what I need and I don't need anything else. Fantastic. And you can also start for free. So you can get started and have like one funnel working and not pay for it. Offer positioning. So one being, I'm not clear on my offer. It doesn't feel high value. I don't feel it's really an easy yes. And a 4 being, I'm absolutely in love with my offer. I can sell it easily and people feel the value inside it. Like there's a clear transformation. Yes, offer 2.5. Yeah. This is why I really think it's important to nail your offer first, because once you're clear on your offer, everything else falls into place because you're essentially reverse engineering the journey. That's why I always start with this first, because there's no point taking any other action until you're clear who you're speaking to, exactly what you're offering, and be able to sell that. Once you have your offer, you should be able to call up someone in your warm network and sell it straight away. And that's usually how you get started, is you create an offer, go to your warm network, sell it, and then we start building out the attraction, nurture, convert, because that does take a bit of time. All right, fantastic. Sales system. Right. So you can have, and this is where the sales part is really important. You can have an offer, you can be attracting leads and nurturing them, but without giving them a conversion event or a reason to buy, you're not going to sell anything. So this is how important it is to make sure that you're strategic with where you take your leads to. For me, everyone comes to a call because I'm not having anyone sign up to my programs until I can see, one, I can help them. 2, they have the right attitude and stage of business. And 3, that they are like coachable, because I'm not going to put my name against someone signing up to my program and then not doing the work, right? And not of the ethics and the values that I want to bring into my community. So this is so important. So yes, the sales system is all about leading to a high strategic call where you then give a lot of value, you give them some quick wins and give them an opportunity to see how to work with you and the different ways that they can work with you. And this is how, having your offer clear, having the different versions of your offer, different ways people can work with you so that you overcome any objections and have something that's a sweet spot that has them feel, yes, I can invest in this, I can get the results. It's at the pace I like, and it's also at the high touch experience that makes it feel like I'm not left to my own devices. And that's the whole reason why you get a coach, right? So we certainly would be further if we knew the information. And this is why you get a coach to help you with the blind spots. All right, so on the offers, to help you with that, I'm going to go through a bit of a unpacking of numbers today, like I said. So we're going to just go through the scenario, assuming that you are going to follow my model 1, which is a launch offer where you launch with a $1,500 case study program. You may or may not want to have like a private one-to-one support. I've added this in because it's actually been very great for my business. This is literally like a service offering where you do something for someone, and it's a done for you package. It's another layer of income, that's so you're not reliant on just one income source, is what I'm saying. But it's definitely not something I'd want to scale. And then you have your high ticket membership. So this is the 10K 12-month membership as a benchmark for you, so you can see like, what does a 10K offer look like? Well, it's a 12-month program, and it includes, weekly calls, templates, and a bit of a roadmap, and it's limited. You don't want too many people inside because you want it to be this really like high touch environment where they get their needs met. And that is how you can launch with Model 1. It's small numbers, 12-month program, really high value. You can have an entry offer, which is a short, the first quarter, literally, of your 10K offer is the first step. Okay. So you're not undervaluing yourself. It's like have a taste for 3 months, but then it's like easy to just continue in your 12-month program. And this is how I structure the offers and the offer ascension, because it's such an easy way to have someone get started, get some quick wins, have a first step in the journey, and then move on. Now, so the offer suite looks a bit like this. So you're going to have your ebook being a free offer, maybe even a little low ticket offer. You're going to move them into a case study experience, which is also like lowish investment. And through this case study experience, some of those people, maybe 50, maybe 80%, will move into your signature offer. I don't necessarily go from an ebook to a signature offer. You can see that. It's like this bit of a circle where you are, having an experience, giving them the first step, and also through this case study experience, seeing who's a good fit for your signature offer.
Can you build out on case study? What do you mean by case study? Do they actually write a book?
So the case study program that I'm mentioning is basically something that is a short-term offer. So for my case study program, it is, there's actually 2 pathways. You could come and write a book, in 3 months. You get the first step done. So we create the book, and it's a smaller investment, or it's worth a third of the 12-month program. The case study offer, it's not because you're not running it because you haven't done this before. You're running it as, I'm getting in a group of people, I'm giving them a very clear transformation in a short time. I like 3 months because it's a quarter. It's not too short. It's not like 4 weeks or 6 weeks feels a bit tight.
So that's when they write their signature book?
Yes. Yeah.
Or is that when they monetize their existing book?
So yeah, there's two. If you either come with your book and we build it out and monetize it in 3 months, still takes about 12 months if you're at a certain point. But so you either bring your book and we build out the funnel, or you write your book. That's kind of, can't do both at the same time because it's then just part of the 12-month program. So that's where you can think about your offers and think about what is the very first thing my people need to be doing, my clients, as the very first step that they could achieve in 3 months that feels like I've achieved something like tangible, something that is either a system or an asset or something that they feel they can like celebrate. If anything's coming to mind, pop it in the comments and I'll let you know if I feel like that's a good idea. But we can definitely brainstorm some of this on a call, and that's what I would encourage you to do, is book a call and we can do some brainstorming of ideas for your case study offer. It's definitely worth having a think about different ideas and then finding the one that feels good to you to deliver. And is also something super desirable for your clients to achieve as a first step. Yeah. All right. So like I mentioned, either bring your book or you bring a book idea, and I will map out what I think the book to business funnel could look like. We can look at your offer. We can look at the pathway and also your business audit and see what's your next step. What is the very next thing you need to do? If you have a book that's a good signature book, then we can talk about the funnel. If you're feeling like your books are not really the signature book that you want to lead with, then we can start unpacking what that book could be. And so this is the really powerful session. It's going to be high strategy. I don't get into anything without really giving a lot of value. So I'm excited to do this one-to-one with you and help you get some clarity. And yeah, amazing. So model one. So we're just going to go through some of these numbers because I want to show you how many leads you should think about to attract so that you can convert into high ticket offers. And like I mentioned, if you're not generating leads consistently, this is one of your focus points, and you've got to start thinking and making decisions about how do I get these leads into my business. So I've talked through model one today. So it's that case study to the 5K to the 10K offer. And there's a few other models as well. Some of my clients want to build this model. That's with retreats and bigger ticket items. And there's also this one, which is just leading with your high ticket offer. You've already established your business and it's a slightly different strategy. So the numbers. I have created this slide because I want to talk through what I normally do when I create a business goal setting session and what the numbers look like. So Jacqueline, if you've got some, I know you're in finance and as well, so it's great to have you here. But really the first thing you want to do is to think about who you want to attract and then what is your signature offer. So if you're very clear on these two steps, then the numbers can be worked out really easily. So like I mentioned, we're just going to assume a 10K offer for 12 months and a case study offer for 3 months at 1.5. And then what we want to ask is the next step, how many clients do I need inside my programs to achieve my goals? Like I mentioned, 10K months or 100K a year is the initial first goal. So you really want to be thinking and working backwards. So what's my financial goal? And then based on my offer price, how many clients do I need to enroll? And that is step one. So feel free to put your goals in the comments and the pricing of your offers if you want me to work through this with you. Otherwise, I'm just going to sort of go through a bit of an example, and you can have a go at putting this through your ChatGPT and pasting these prompts and working it out. Let it do the heavy lifting for you. I mean, I literally tested this out and it was really, really quick It's something I normally do manually with my clients, and we work through the financial stuff because honestly, most people don't actually get to this level of detail. They might have, I want to earn 10K months, I want to earn 100,000 a year, but they don't actually work out exactly how many leads that means. So the purpose of today is get right down to the lead number so you can get an idea of like, how many leads do I need and what am I going to do to generate those leads? So based on this assumption, I'm going to make some assumptions here because I don't know your business and I'm just going to use some benchmarks. So a 3% conversion from your book to a high ticket client call, and then a 20% conversion rate on sales calls. I have a much higher conversion rate, but most people, if you're not very confident or looking, if you, this is where the sales pillar is so important. I convert 60 to 80% of my sales calls because by the time they get to a call, they're like so freaking hot and they know exactly how I can help them. But most of my clients as they're coming through will be like a 20 to 30% conversion rate because they don't have a clear sales presentation. They need to really get confident with managing money objections and how to talk about bonuses and sign-ups and pay in fulls. And this is part of the coaching that I do, right? So my coaching is all about making sure that you are confident on a sales call so that you can lead someone through their decision-making process and make sure only those people who are a good fit are committed to sign up. So that's the 3%. And then I also want you to think, obviously the funnel is all about the customer journey. So we're imagining the book as the free lead magnet that leads into your case study offer, right? Like I mentioned before. And then people are going to start in that case study offer for 3 months, and then 50% are going to roll into your signature offer because once they started working with you, they can see there's so much more. They've had a quick win. They will just continue. And because the case study offer is so aligned with your 12-month program, it's almost like an obvious yes. So this is how you get around the confidence of selling a 10K offer. You don't sell it right at the start. I have, of course, but you can also sell it behind your case study offer, which is also priced at the same price point as your high ticket per month. Okay. And this makes it really easy. So yes, Jacqueline, I'm excited to have a chat to you. Definitely. Yes. When you have this all in place, sales becomes fun. It becomes flowy. It becomes easy. All right. So I put these prompts through the AI. And like I've mentioned with this case study scenario, I've asked it to write out the case study program. And the goal is how many clients per month, and then a 10K offer, how many clients with so much enrollments per month. And then I've asked it, how many leads do I need to generate to hit my goals? Okay, so it's come out with these numbers. All right, so 10 high ticket clients with a 3% lead attrition rate means 334 book leads. Jaw drop moment. I can tell you right now that my Facebook ads is the one strategy I use to generate that amount of leads. Right. Organically is not working so well anymore. So if you don't have a very clear strategy and how do I generate 300 leads, then you won't have enough numbers to go through your pipeline to end up with the right sales calls that say yes into your case study offer. So let me know if these numbers are starting to make sense to you now. You're like, oh my gosh. Right. So 334 leads doesn't mean that many sales calls. It means the leads coming in, getting nurtured through your system, and then maybe coming to a live event. And then from that, either signing up to your case study offer if it's so hot, through the emails, or jumping on a strategy call with you. And then if you're a fit, then signing up. So you only need 10 clients, right, to hit this metric. And so I've been running ads against my funnel, my ebook funnel and live event funnel, which also has an ebook at $10 a day. So what does that look like for me? Well, it's about three leads a day, right? And costing about 3 to 5 to maybe 8 sometimes a lead. So based on this strategy and the leads coming in, I would get 60 to 90 leads a month. So quarterly leads about 270. So it's pretty close to 334. If I had I also have a podcast. So there's other ways that you can generate leads, but the Facebook ads themselves are very highly optimized and are running really well. And this is why I'm quite happy to put my funnels on the line and gift them out as part of my program and bundle, because I've tested them, I've fine-tuned them, and they are working well. So I asked ChatGPT to analyze my stats for me. And this is a beautiful table it's put together. But basically, these are the ad results. So you've got click-through rate, cost per impression, cost per lead. Sometimes they mix up the numbers a little bit. But yeah, it says $8 there. And pretty good on the click-through rate. And really highly optimized funnel. So that's great. That means the funnel's working. Now it's just scaling the funnel. And this is the joy that you get when you start running ads for yourself. And so this is what I can teach you how to do, because I've done it the hard way of hiring an ad agency, getting them to run the ads. We actually tested out a few different options for the funnels and then worked out over 48 hours which one was the hot lead option. And then we had to build the funnel and get all the automations in place so quick. And it was really hard, very expensive. I want to show you how easy it can be to run your own ads with a clean funnel and with a very clear nurture sequence, and the ads running with very good copy. And once you have that in place, you can run your own ads. Like, I haven't had to touch my ads. I just keep them running. They're doing so well. There's no adjustments that need to be made. I've made a few adjustments to the funnel to add extra social proof and add a few more graphics and things like that. But I think when you have control over your own lead generation, you can look at your ads, you can decide whether to turn them off for a week, to amp them up as you're going into a launch. Then you have control over your leads, and it's costing you $10 a day. It's not anything huge, and you don't need anything more than that. I've just shown you that with that, I probably only need about $15 a day to exceed that lead target that I want to achieve based on this case study here I've taken you through. So let me know if this is exciting to you. Have you used ads to generate leads into your business? How comfortable are you with ads? I've certainly paid to learn ads, okay? I didn't learn it myself. I've paid really great mentors to teach me how to create ads, how to analyze the ads. And I've played also with another mentor around low ticket offers. So probably invested over about $10,000 to learn the ad system and how to do upsells and downsells and bumps as well. So the idea here is, once you've got a bit of a free funnel working, stage one. Yes. So Jacqueline, you've paid a marketing agency, and Susie never used ads, avoiding them. Yeah. I avoided them for a long time until I worked out that they were actually not that hard with the right strategy. Right. So what was I saying? So you have your free funnel running with ads. Once that's doing really well, then you can add in the upsell or the bump, $22 or $8, whatever that is. The idea with that is it's going to pay for your ads. So now you have a self-liquidating funnel, which is paying for itself. So then your ad cost is free, okay? So this is the next step that I'm moving to, is having the funnel and the ads paying for themselves. And then you can scale. Now, just let me know that you can see my screen here. Yep, okay, great. I also want to show you another way to generate leads, and that is podcasts. I started my podcast 2 years ago. I ran it for a few months and then stopped because I just couldn't do it consistently. Now, with a lot more clarity, with this knowing that I have so much content, and if I can just post an episode once a week, then I can be consistent and have a podcast that does really well. So these are my podcast stats. I've been running it since April, and all the metrics are amazing. So that's another funnel. It's an organic funnel. Obviously, everyone who listens to the podcast gets inside the description is a link to either register to the live event or to book a call. So that's a lead generation funnel. And giving, short episodes every week has been really well. And so it's been growing. And the thing I love about this is, I don't know if you can see these metrics here, but the home, this is the moneymaker. So it's actually now appearing in the home screen, which means people are scrolling through and seeing it. But it's also being found through search. So it means that it's a highly searchable topic. And yes, it's doing really well. So I've also put a bit of a summary here for you so you can see that I'm using and fine-tuning my own method in running this podcast and how I choose my topics, using a very authority-based method and also leveraging like a YouTube strategy. So like I've invested in YouTube coaches as well. So the podcast is also video, right? So, and I've noticed I've mixed up the content with just voice and video, and the video ones are the ones that are doing better. So my podcast is also going to be a video platform, and it's fantastic because I also have such great metrics here. Let me know if you have a podcast that is, you're leveraging to get exposure and authority and generate leads. You can absolutely be a guest on someone else's podcast, but I've found that obviously it's not really their business to promote you. So you can't really rely on someone else's podcast to generate consistent leads. I think when you build your own asset, you have control. You can create a strategy, you can put ad dollars behind it, and that is how you build your business over time. Okay, let me just present here. All right. So just to reframe here, the podcast is a way for you to get followers, to get known, to use the podcast on your social media, to also use it inside your email sequences to say like, hey, I've launched a podcast episode, listen here. So it's such a great medium. And if you've got to think about your business, if you're already creating content, if you've already written your book, you could literally go through chapter by chapter and read out your book and turn it into a podcast. So this is so powerful to think about another strategy. Yes, I did a podcast, let it fall over. I haven't tried YouTube. Yeah, look, YouTube I've found is another beast. For YouTube to really take off, you really need to be like on your game, I think. I'm just decided the podcast is an easy thing for me because I can do it. And I've got a podcast promoter that's supporting me as well. So I have the ability to make this consistent. YouTube is another thing to learn. And I learned a lot about YouTube from a YouTube expert over a few months. And I've just decided that I'm not going to put all my eggs in one basket. I'm going to do the podcast and then just copy things to YouTube and just let them do what they want to do. But I'm not going to be trying to build too much at one time. I want to get my podcast up. I think for my audience, being able to listen to voice while you're doing other things, while you're exercising, while you're driving is really powerful. And for me, it's just another way of getting content out in an easy, consumable way. So you'll notice most of my first episodes aren't video because it's just so much easier when you don't have to put a video on and worry about all the other stuff too. But it's very powerful, as you can see these metrics. So I asked ChatGPT to analyze my podcast against the industry business niche numbers. And this is what it had. So downloads in 80 days versus the average, followers versus the average, episode plays, follow rate, and discovery. So it's doing really well. Obviously something I'm going to keep building and leveraging, and we'll see how we go. All right, so this is an example of the bundle that you can access as well, which was going to, after this live event, the recordings of this event are going to be part of a paid bundle, and you'll also get the Lux book. There's a few templates actually of a Lux book template in Canva where you can actually take your signature book and make it look beautiful. So you'll have access to all of this in the bundle. And I mentioned earlier today, there's also an opportunity to book in a strategy call with me where we go through your full book funnel strategy. And part of this is a paid call where you'll also get two amazing things, right? You'll get the sales templates that are beautifully designed that I've used. I have two different types of templates. We can decide which one works for you, but we've got a book template and sales page template. Right? So opt-in template and sales page template. And so they're both designed for high ticket clients in mind. So plug and play, one click, they're in your system IO. You can use them as templates, as guides, and then get them built into your own system. So whichever works for you. And then the sales pitch presentation. So I have taken a lot of time with my clients. Each one of my clients gets a sales pitch template in Canva because of the power of having the visual and the presentation put together really helps you convert. People want to see things. They want to have an essence of what it looks like. So it's really important for you to have this deck and have it ready to go when you do have someone who wants to hear about your offer or go through an audit with you online and then into a sales conversation. Okay, so you can also, if you pop in the comments if you want this model, this is a model. There's a PDF that you can access, which will break down this model. You can then use it for your own business. So you can create the model for your own offers and start unpacking your numbers and have it as a great goal for you to be following for the year. All right, so you might be thinking, I'm not a numbers person and really the whole business model is like doing my head in, and I get it. Look, I have been a chartered accountant for 10 years plus a business coach for over 10 years. So I've had my head in many different businesses and helped with the business models. And that's exactly what I started my business with, is a business strategy. So if you want help to have my eyes on your business and have a look at what you've got in place and what is the next step for you, then I do invite you to book a call with me, because that's how I'm going to know whether I can help you and whether what you want to achieve is the right fit for what I do. All right. So you might also be thinking, like, what is your case study offer, Kerry? And how can I get started? How can I, like Susan said, she thinks she needs to write her signature book. Okay. Because what she has right now is not like the lead magnet that she wants to lead with. So I do have a case study offer. I have a 3-month program where you can create your signature book with me, and I'll teach you how to do it with AI so you're not overthinking. And we're creating a really good asset that then you can use to leverage to put against funnels. And I'm going to make it so easy for you. You're going to be achieving so much in 3 months that you are going to be like feeling like you've achieved 12 or 2 years worth of business achievements in this amount of time. Because when you just get out of your own way and you just follow a few steps and keep it easy and simple, you can get a lot done. The main thing with this case study offer is getting your signature book ready. Okay, we're gonna look at your offer. We're gonna decide what signature book you need to lead with based on who you want to bring in. We're going to use AI, unpack the book outline. I'm going to have my eyes on your outline and make sure it's positioned right. Then you're going to get into the writing stage using AI prompts and creating the ease with the content. I'm going to be teaching you how to repurpose your own content into the AI so it can generate your book in 4 hours, right? Then it's just a matter of fine tuning and getting some more guidance on your next steps. So obviously within your book, you want your offer. You want a few links and things like that. So we're going to be building out those in the 3 months, and you're going to leave with a Luxe ebook. So you'll have your document ebook, which is Amazon version, and you'll have the Canva Luxe ebook version. So then you can have this beautiful book that you can put against ads. I'm not going to cover ads in this case study. Okay. I'm just letting you know that because it is a very specific pocket for you to achieve a specific outcome. Once you've got your book, absolutely, you can move into the high ticket author, which is where I cover everything else. Nothing else to buy but the high ticket author. Okay, the high ticket author has everything. It's got Facebook ads, it's got offer creation, it's got sales page templates, how to nurture your leads, everything you need to build this business, and how to leverage with your book. So the strategy is book to funnel to conversion event. And that is exactly what I will take you through. Okay, so I'll drop the link for the call. Make sure you do the call. Let me know if you have the ebook. So you should have the author error ebook, and inside that ebook has all the links you need. Okay, all the links. But I'll make sure after today I will email you out the sales, the call link so that you can book your call with me. And this is basically the journey. If you want to write your signature book, the author error experience is for you. Okay, where we just focus on building out the signature book. And then after that, you can move into the high ticket author. And this is where you're monetizing your book. Okay, where you're taking the assets you already have and you monetize. This is the book soiree call. You just basically go through, choose your time, and then we can jump on a call and get that sorted for you. Yes, you've got the ebook. Fantastic. Great. Jacqueline, let me know if you've got the ebook. Otherwise, I'll send it out to you after today. Okay, so that is the next step from today, is to get your call booked in. I'll have a chat to you and see what's the next steps for you. But basically, imagine having your whole system in place like this. Now, this is the sales page for the high ticket author. I built this a few months ago, and now I've built the book funnel. But within this page is also some extra bonuses and things like that. So, and it's such a powerful page that it's very positioned for high ticket clients. If you want to know more about what the high ticket author is, then you can access this page just on my website, thehighticketauthor.com. Okay, and have a look through what's inside the program. But basically, you can also get copies of these sales templates and plug and play into your own system. And yeah, so that's the high ticket author here. Obviously, I do everything under the sun. So we got financial dashboards, we got sales programs, wealth codes. Obviously, I'm a chartered accountant and focus really on monetizing you. So that also encompasses rituals and really embodying your next level self and your worth and standing by your value. And then we've also got the business models in here. When you're in the high ticket author, you're in a 12-month program. So you get a full 12-month customized roadmap where I will look at your financial goals, like I mentioned today. We will unpack your offers and the number of clients you need. And then I will create your roadmap. And so what that looks like is each quarter, you get 2 or 3 very specific things you need to do in your business and what you need to build out. So you're not scattergunned and you're just focusing on stepping through the roadmap and building out what you need. And obviously I'll be coaching you every week. These are some of the modules that are in the program. So you've got author ads, which I've talked to you today. We've got the ebook Lux, which is all the ebook templates. We go through AI Powerhouse, how to use AI to leverage your time. We've got content conversion code. Love this because you're going to learn how to write content the right way and how to be more strategic with your emails and your social posts. My clients love that module on its own. When you start writing with this next level self, you see yourself differently and you really start being attractive to your audience. The legacy launch funnel, so that's the book funnel and a roadmap. Yeah, everything you need to build your business is included. Okay, so inside that high ticket author. I'm not going to go through these in detail, but I just wanted to kind of flip through these and show you that there's specific modules for specific things. We also cover metrics. We cover offers, Lux offers, ads, and a lot of Canva-based templates so that you can build this brand and have a beautiful sales page, because all the graphics in your funnel need to come and be created. So you'll get the templates for those, the beautifully laid out templates for you to just add your own images or your own professional photos, and then it looks amazing. So a lot of time is saved by just having these templates. And if you're looking at running a retreat, I have a retreat module as well on how to run a retreat. And that is it. Amazing. So thank you so much for joining today. Like I mentioned, today was the business model behind the book. It's the big one. This is what most publishers or people who teach you how to write and publish a book, they leave out because they're not business coaches. They're there to help you get published. And then the idea is that you go and speak on stages and somehow give out your book to random people and then make some sales. This strategy is all about leading with a signature book, something small, something high powered. And this is why I want you to have a copy of the Author Era ebook, because you'll see the nature of this book. It is focus on results, is limited words, but lots of value. And it's going to step you through the process. And then you also have the information inside it to take the quiz, book the call, and understand what the methodology is that I use. And this way, it's going to give you so much more insights. You've also been able to jump on this experience with me live. So I love honoring anyone who turns up live. I love, answering your questions and giving you that amazing experience. And look, tomorrow we are going to be moving into the AI powerhouse. Tomorrow is all about geeking out with technology, learning how to use AI prompts. And I have built my own custom AI, which is called AI Powerhouse, because it is so freaking powerful. You can get things done really fast. It is actually customized with the way I wrote my signature books. And so you're going to be taken on a 7-step journey to start unpacking your book outline. And then you'll have an outline that then you can flesh out into a book. So make sure if you want to start playing around with what your signature book could look like, then come tomorrow for day 3. And we'll be getting into ChatGPT, we'll be uploading AI Powerhouse, and also making sure that you're starting to get comfortable with using this amazing software that has really changed my business. And yes, Susie, yes, I know, must rewatch, love the simple approach, yes. So the whole idea of the signature book, I really spoke about this a lot on day 1. So if you haven't watched day 1, then go and listen to day 1's replay. But the signature book is all about stopping the need to chase the algorithm and feel this constant content cycling that you're having to just create more. The problem with just creating more content, it's not a funnel. Okay. So you're better off focusing on putting all your thoughts and your signature knowledge into a book and putting that into a funnel and then running ads. The minute I started doing that, it freed up my week. I still write content, obviously, to nurture my email list, but I'm not so stressed about social media anymore. I also automate, obviously, my content and put it out into systems that share it out. But if I do that or not doesn't really affect my business, because the ads are generating the leads into the funnel, and the podcast is easy. My business is so easy now. And sometimes we have to just stop doing things that don't light us up. If you're feeling like content is draining and that you hate it, but you're doing it anyway, then there's something that needs to change. So the idea is a signature book, do it once, do it right, put it in the funnel, done. Then you can just speak about it and everything leads to that one funnel. So I'd love you to share in the comments. I always love hearing back. What is the one breakthrough you had today? Something different, something I said that just made you think about something differently. I know we spoke about a lot of different topics. We have ads, we talked about podcasts, we talked about the business model, using AI to help you work out the numbers behind your business model. I'd love you to share, yes, good at content, but the cost benefit isn't there. Exactly. Yes, I know. When you're thinking about, I had to sit back and think about this. I had my virtual assistant was posting my content for me, which in itself was meant to save me time, but I was actually managing her more than I liked. And also some of the, content that was going out wasn't approved, some of the images. And as much as I wanted someone else to do it, I couldn't control the quality. So eventually I was doing more than I wanted to do, writing the content and doing the images, basically doing her job and still paying her. And then I thought one day, where are the leads? From this. And I really had to sit back and go, I can't keep doing this because it's not generating the results I want. Where's the ROI? And if I'm not getting leads because she's not doing the next step of following up comments or seeing if, this post could get comments, then it was just too hard. And that's why I invested in Facebook ads, because I just knew that I needed to control my lead generation. So investing over $10,000, $5,000 on one coach and another $5,000 on a different coach to learn the strategy of low ticket funnels and also Facebook ads and marry them together. A beautiful story. So amazing. Yes, Susie, I think I'm inspired to use AI totally differently and more ready to use ads to simply talk right to my ideal clients. Yeah, exactly. Look, I think with ads, you can actually target. Well, you can target, right? I target my ads. You can also let Meta target for you based on what it's seeing is the most ideal audience for you. So you can let them also do some of that. And I like the idea of understanding, having metrics. So being able to see, are my ads performing? And if they're not, I have control to fix it versus a virtual assistant. I'm having to find someone else and train them, and then still the organic system's not working. I like the idea of lead generation being magnetizing, not chasing. And so how I view organic content is it feels to me more chasing, and especially when you're going into Facebook groups and you're like competing with people posting. That doesn't feel great. I like sharing content when it's, inspired, but not feeling like I have to force it every day and post on a certain day in a certain group and all the stuff. So I love the idea of ads because it's people who are scrolling who click on you and then they take the first step. And that's always been my view of lead generation, is I always want people to feel like they stepped in my door. And I love the idea of being able to control the leads and just gear up the ads when they're working. So I'm testing. I've run ads to numerous different lead magnets before. The vision board ebook that I ran 2 years ago, that one ad brought in Cressida, who's one of my long-term clients. She literally came through the vision board workshop at the beginning of the year with a template on how to create your vision board in 1 hour, and then paid for everything in the low ticket funnel, everything. Email templates, she got the call, she got, I don't know what else. There was like vision board templates you could buy. So there was like a stacking up of over $100 that she purchased. Then she jumped on a call and she was like, I'm in. And she's been a long-term client ever since. So this is how it works with the high ticket funnel, is you're going from a really high ticket experience to start with, and then you're leading through a few steps, and then you're going to a call. And when you've got that fine-tuned, you have an easier business because you're only turning up to calls with people who are already warm, and then you get to do your thing. Amazing. Yes. Okay, so thank you so much. Yes. All right, so you've written but haven't promoted or advertised. Yeah, great. Thank you so much for today. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Let's get into our powerhouse, teach you how to use the powerful software, and I look forward to seeing some book outlines being created tomorrow. Amazing. See you then.